He was a tall, trim Mississippi boy, thin enough that his glasses looked oversized, and well they should. They focused the vision of a young man whose unique intellect, charming Southern demeanor, and competitive spirit were to take him to the top of his profession some half a century later. Born in Grenada, Mississippi, he spent most of his youth in Oxford and nearby Grenada, while his dad worked as an engineer building watershed reservoirs to try to reduce Mississippi's serious flooding problems. He went to public schools, even had a fight or two, which was revealed when a new competitive local bank president arrived in town. Somehow, we all knew he did most of his sparring with his mind and not his fists. No one ever said Aubrey was shy, but his quiet and thoughtful demeanor could make you think that. Obviously, he was not too shy to focus on the beautiful and talented Ruby Catherine Clegg, a charming Southern girl, and very much his intellectual equal. They were high school and college sweethearts, still are to hear each of them talk about each other. We always wondered when and if the quiet, seemingly bashful Aubrey would get around to posing the question. Then maybe Ruby Catherine did. After all, she is a Renaissance woman in her own right. College was at Ole Miss, of course. He was a distinguished military graduate in the Reserve Officer Training Program, and that earned him a coveted regular commission in the United States Air Force. Aubrey and Ruby Catherine did in fact marry and headed to St. Louis, Missouri, for his first assignment as a new gold-barred second lieutenant. His first assignment was something out of a James Bond movie. He had a briefcase handcuffed to his sleeve and carried a sidearm when he traveled. That's all we can say without him going to jail, even at this late date. Then, with Ruby Catherine and a baby in tow, off to Turkey for his second assignment. Along the way, he spent a year at Michigan State University, where he received his master's in accounting. Then, back to Headquarters Strategic Air Command, before deciding a career in accounting, maybe even banking, was his future. So, home he came. Along the way, his father and then Bank of Mississippi President J.C. Whitehead had worked together on water management district issues, so an application to Bank of Mississippi seemed appropriate. Obviously, he made a good impression and was asked to join the bank as an assistant vice president. We say obviously because his new boss, John Ryle, was not a man to impress or please easily. There were many young bankers in the early 70s and all wondering about their career progression. But they did not wonder about Aubrey. At coffee one day, it was noted, "Be nice to Aubrey. We will all work for him one day." And we did. But as he puts it, we all worked with him, not for him. And there, the bank responsibility progression begins. There was no doubt he earned every promotion up through the ranks to president in 1983. Along the way, he made friends, formed relationships inside and outside the bank. He took on every job with gusto, including the bank's hands-on man responsible for the construction of One Mississippi Plaza, the bank's headquarters building. A big step for a young man. When J.C. Whitehead announced his retirement, Aubrey Patterson was ready to assume the role of CEO. It had been a 7-year transition in the making, and he made the most of it. In the subsequent 22 years, Aubrey took the $3 billion bank to $13 billion, often leading the nation in adapting technology, including being among the first to adopt the check clearing for the 21st Century Act and to make available mobile banking services. Early in the growth of Bancorp South, it was decided that the headquarters would be Tupelo, Mississippi. As the company grew through natural growth and merger, entrance into insurance and investment services, he was never tempted by the big cities of Birmingham, Jackson, Little Rock, or Memphis. As some say, he never forgot his roots. Now, don't get the feeling he was merely a homeboy. Aubrey knew his way around both professional and political circles, regional and national. It's no small feat to be elected the chairman of the American Bankers Association, or to serve as chair of the Bankers Advisory Council, or to serve as a member of the board of directors of the Conference of State Bank Supervisors. He didn't forget his local and state responsibilities either. Chairman of the Board of Directors of the Mississippi Economic Council, Chairman of the Community Development Foundation, Chairman of North Mississippi Health Services, Chairman of Mississippi's Partnership for Economic Development, Chairman of the University of Mississippi Foundation, Chairman of Create Foundation Incorporated, plus duties on other corporate boards such as Furniture Brands International. His association with educational organizations and initiatives reads like a virtual litany of responsibilities that literally help change the face of education in Mississippi, earning him an 11-year appointment to the Mississippi Board of Trustees of Institutions of Higher Learning. With all this activity, he never overlooked home. He and Ruby Catherine have had a wonderful marriage and a great life together. 2 sons and a daughter, all of whom live nearby in Tupelo or Saltillo, along with a host of grandchildren who are their delight. He has served the Scouts and is on the National Board of the Boy Scouts of America. He is an active Presbyterian, serving locally and as an executive committee member and trustee of the National Foundation of the Presbyterian Church, an honoree of the Mississippi Business Hall of Fame, an inductee to the Alumni Hall of Fame at the University of Mississippi, and certainly, not least, was named Tupelo's Outstanding Citizen of the Year. So where does a person with all these responsibilities and activities run away to hide? Cotton Plant, Mississippi. Halfway between New Albany and Blue Mountain. You will find him there most Saturdays. It's where this talented, hard-working man goes regularly to remember who he is and where he's from. Where will he go from here? His contributions will continue to his family, his church, his community, and his profession. This uniquely intellectual Southern gentleman with a competitive spirit will give of himself, and we will continue to be the grateful beneficiaries.
I don't think anything speaks more about my opinion of Aubrey Patterson than you were the first person I appointed to the Board of Trustees for the Institutions of Higher Learning. And I really am grateful for the job you've done there, not that there's any surprise, because I knew you loved the universities, that you're an Ole Miss man, but you wouldn't put Ole Miss first, that you would treat all the universities fairly and try to make them all prosper. You've done a super job at that, just like you have at this, making this bank such a wonderful bank.
I think I can speak for the staff of the ABA and for bankers across the country, Aubrey, when I say thank you for all you've done for our industry. You are truly one of the great bankers of this generation. You have every right to be proud of your great career, and nobody has done more for our industry or represented it so well as Aubrey Patterson.
There are giants that walk among us here in Mississippi and put their own self-interest behind those of their businesses and their communities and their families. And that's what Aubrey does. He is always there It's first his faith and then his family and then his concerns, and sometimes he's fourth and fifth if other people come to it. What a remarkable man this has been. What a leader.
He's a national leader in the banking industry, and he's made a number of trips to Washington in that capacity. But more importantly to me, he's a good friend and a good advisor. He's got a good business head on his shoulder, and he doesn't mind sharing his views. And I've benefited from that over the years, and I'm glad to have this opportunity to publicly and directly to him to say thank you very much for your friendship over the years.
Now let me say something as a Sigma Nu to an ATO friend. We Sigma Nus have realized for some time, and I've discussed this with Trent Lott, that we're better than you all at getting ourselves elected to office. But what we've also noted is that the ATOs are a lot better at making money.
Aubrey Patterson is a true leader and a gentleman, one of Mississippi's best. He is someone I've looked up to, and as I've pursued a career in business in Mississippi, and it's been interesting to watch Aubrey lead a Mississippi institution in the way that he's done it with class and integrity, and it's a model for those who are a little younger than Aubrey and for everybody that's in business in our state.
Aubrey, it's a privilege to be here tonight to honor you. You are a fine man, a man with a distinguished career, and a man of exceptional ability. The one thing for which I respect you the most is you have never forgotten your friends along the way. This has been an exceptional journey, and you've shared it with all of us, and we thank you.
He has been a voice that is listened to on the state level as well as nationally on banking issues, and he has done a tremendous job in representing our state and our state's banking industry. One thing Aubrey's always done is he's been busy looking for the common good for all banks, and of course that translates into success for our state and for its people, and I think the state owes him a great debt of gratitude.
You have been a true champion for business and industry in the state, and we really appreciate all that you've done.
Hello, Aubrey. Congratulations on your 40 years of service to Bancorp South. Not only have you made significant contributions to your company, but also to the great university, the flagship University of Mississippi.
Every time you looked up at some worthwhile initiative, Aubrey Patterson was there. Now, he was quiet about it and very humble, but so capable and so smart and so well educated that he could operate on virtually any level with anybody. And so from my perspective, having served as chancellor, and because of that, having been placed in positions on committees with him, whether it's the Mississippi Economic Council or the Development Authority or Ole Miss Alumni or the Bankers Association, whatever the group might be, Aubrey was always standing up front and tall and standing for what was right. He was quiet about it, but he has lots of courage. Rock solid, mainstay, thoughtful, considerate, objective, understood how serious those responsibilities were, but treated everybody with respect. I think all of us have taken pride in the remarkable progress that Bancorp South has made under his leadership.
Aubrey, congratulations on your 40-year service with Bancorp South. Your leadership, professionalism, and your keen sense of business as CEO of Bancorp South has really led our institution on tremendous growth for the last 20 years. I would like to thank you for your commitment and your leadership over the years. Even though you have retired as CEO, we're looking forward to your continued relationship with the board and your leadership, and want to thank you especially for the major role that you played in the transition to our new CEO, Dan Rollins. And that transition has certainly been very smooth because of the major role that you played in that. I know you and Ruby Catherine have a lot of things planned to do with the family, and if there's anyone ever earned smelling the roses. You have earned that.
You have been an impressive leader, Aubrey, over a lengthy period of time and built Bancorp South into a very special banking system today with some 4,000 employees, an 8-state footprint, and a $13 billion asset-based company. You've been great at giving back to the community. You've been great at giving back as far as the state of Mississippi is concerned, and really nationally when it comes to the banking industry. And that's a great tribute to all of those years of service that you've provided. I appreciate our friendship over all of these years that we have been working together. I look forward to that friendship continuing, and I congratulate you and Ruby Catherine, and I hope the evening is great later this week when you're together.
Thank you for all you've done for me, for what you've done for me personally, politically, but what you've done for me by helping make this a better state. As governor, you need more partners like Aubrey Patterson. Thanks, friend.
Aubrey, congratulations. You deserve this, not only for your service to Bancorp South, but what you've done for the state of Mississippi.
And I also think I can speak for bankers across the country and the staff of the ABA when I say congratulations on a great career, and we wish you and Ruby Catherine all the best going forward.
Aubrey, the path has changed, but the journey is not over. Thanks for taking us with you.
Congratulations for all that you've done. And more importantly, thank you. Thank you for all of us that have seen your great work and have somehow tried to find the right words to say how much we appreciate what you've done. This is your night of accolades and thanks and remembrance. And I'm honored to be a part of it. As the governor of the state of Mississippi, for all the people of Mississippi, thank you, Aubrey Patterson.
Best wishes in your retirement. I can't believe you're going to quit work, though, so we'll be seeing you in the years and days ahead.
I say all these things with great appreciation and congratulations upon his retirement, and with best wishes to him and Ruby Catherine and the family.
Congratulations.
So from one Ole Miss Rebel to another, I have one question for you. Are you ready to spend some more time with us in Oxford? I hope so. And again, congratulations on your retirement and your wonderful years of service and support to your business and also to us at the University of Mississippi. Congratulations.
Congratulations on a life well lived, and best wishes for good health and happy times in the years ahead.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Guy Mitchell. I am a patron of the Masters Golf Tournament in Augusta, Georgia. It is that role and the expanded role which presented an opportunity for me that precludes my presence with you tonight. Mr. Patterson, I hope you understand. This year, for the first time, a little-known golfer burst on the scene and had 4 terrific rounds. Making him the winner for the first time ever. From Tupelo, Mississippi, it's my pleasure to introduce this year's winner, Mr. Patrick Hallwell Woods. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And on behalf of Billy Payne and the board of directors, let me present you with the traditional green jacket.
Thank you so much.
How does it feel?
Well, I obviously want to first thank my long-time caddy, Charles McKee, who toted a lot of baggage through the years, and so I appreciate him toting my bag this particular week, and it's just amazing. Hello? Hey, Aubrey. This is a great occasion. Obviously, we are in Augusta, Georgia. We hate not being there. We could tell you also who's over here with us, but we won't. But on a serious note, I want to thank you. It's been a great run. I want to also convey to those that are there that I appreciate the admonition you always gave me and believe that it served us well. You told me that how we would manage litigation was rather straightforward. It's when we were right, we fight, and we did. But the important thing that I think means a lot to me, it made my job easier, is you always looked me in the eye and you said, and we back up our employees. And employees respected that, they knew we had their back, and that was important, and that's the great legacy that I remember, and we wish you the best in retirement.
Aubrey, all kidding aside, our relationship personally goes back a long way to the early 70s when we lived out on Mitts Drive next door to one another. And I truly appreciate the opportunity which was given to me 13 years ago to become a member of the Bancorp South Board of Directors. I've certainly enjoyed my service. I've enjoyed the professional relationship which we have had over those years, and I have certainly enjoyed your leadership through some trying times and some very favorable times with the bank. We look forward to the future of the bank and the future of your retirement, and we wish you the very best. I think it's only appropriate that, given the closeness of the association over the last couple of years that Mr. Patterson had had with the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, that we present him with a logo golf ball, FDIC. May you strike it with pleasure.
And if you dare choose in retirement to miraculously venture on the golf course, please, one bit of advice from your lawyer and your friend and also a golfer. Please take the cellophane off the driver before the first tee before you hit it. Thank you.